unique public-private partnership. It's really sort of starting to, hitting the goals that were identified in 2002 during the Urban Rivers visioning process. How many of you remember that or participated? Yay. So this project actually hits on 3 goals and strategies that were identified during this process in 2002. So it's exciting to, it's great that Stuart did such a great job planning, because it makes my life so much easier when there's good plans in place to be able to work off of. So what this project is going to do, and I don't want to steal any of Rob's thunder, but the basis is that looking to the present back doors to the mills, making them a new front door, making more of a connection between the bike trail, revitalizing this underutilized land right now, and doing some major infrastructure improvements, water lines, electrical, but then also the big thing is parking infrastructure, which is much needed down in the mills section. And as a result, doing some really innovative stormwater and public spaces as a result of that. So I'm going to turn it over to Rob, and he's going to give all the details.
The Eastworks building here, okay? This is Sullivan Company. This is Kiefer LLC. This is Jim Whitmer's building here. This is Bonmar LLC and Interland Realty LLC, which is also known as the 180 Mill. What you see here on the plan, this area here is basically between the back of the mills and the bike trail. So the bike trail is right here, okay? And then obviously the bank of the lower mill pond. The gentleman from Berkshire Design mentioned earlier that there were a number of phases that were started with this lower mill pond park. What we're doing is we're trying to connect, the mill owners are trying to connect, and the city is trying to connect the mills to this lower mill pond park. So you'll see what we're proposing is an expansion to the existing parking. Now that expansion to the existing parking goes over the private property line. So it's a public-private partnership to create this new parking area that you see here. What we're doing is trying to make vehicular and pedestrian connections to the pond. Obviously, this is the bike trail allows us to be a potential destination. There's been a renaissance within the mills. We're trying to take that outside the mills and connect it to the park. And really, we feel that this is the public face of the mills because of the proximity of some of the mills to Pleasant Street, for example, the 180 mill. But what we're looking to do is make sure that we not only make those connections, but also clean up what's going on behind the mills now. You can see that there's a lot of areas of overgrowth. There's literally, there's very minimal stormwater management, best management practices out there now. So this is a great opportunity for us to basically take the water, detain it, slow it down, clean it, match pre and post development runoff flows, and send the water that's going to the lower mill pond, send it clean. So that's going to be our approach. There's a lot.
So I'm Will Bundy. I own Eastworks.
Okay.
And the history of the mills is that the water was the front of the mills. All of the access, all of the ways that the interconnection happened was through rights of ways and walking paths and such that came through here. There used to be a large part of parking. It used to be where the National Felt Building is, on Putnam Court. But as things changed with the car culture, they reversed the fronts of the building. So Pleasant Street became the fronts, even though actually the natural connections, because this is all level on this side. So the beauty of this plan is that actually there'll be a whole interconnection between all the mills that really isn't feasible because of the geography and the heights of Pleasant Street.
So I don't actually have a front entrance on Pleasant Street at all. My front, my front is actually the back of the Sullivan building. So this would, in fact, I think Will's point is taken. This is actually more restoring the original.
That's what I was going to say. It's more like restoring it to what it was.
Add is, and it's a really important part to me, is there's a whole component here around safety that's really kind of critical.
Yes.
I mean, the element of here is that it's going to be, the bike path is going to have some lighting.
Yes.
There's going to be a whole connection to Union Street. So in terms of your notion of pedestrian stuff, we're gonna be much more connected to the downtown. We're gonna have a vitality that's gonna make it feel safe there at twilight, or even a little later. Whereas right now, the feeling is not so great.
There, we do have these ramp connections down, allowing, architectural support connections down to the bike trail and then across. So the idea is to get everybody down to these areas. And right now, we don't have any actual connections to the pond, but they'll be overlooked somewhat.
Getting on the 8 o'clock hour, so is there, if there's any more questions from anybody? No? Okay. Well, thank you everybody for coming. I really appreciate it, and we're looking for letters of support, so let me know if you want to write one and submit it to me. Thank you very much.